Bricks Network. My name is Ken. Today on the desk we have the LEGO Technic All-Terrain Vehicle, and this is set number 42139. This set was actually released on March 1st of 2022 and retired on December 31st of 2023. It contains 764 pieces. When it was released, it had a retail price of $89.99, 89 euros and 99 cents, and 79 pounds and 99 cents. And that comes out to about 11.8 cents per piece. All right, let's go on and get into the review. So here we have the box. Kind of lift it up here. So the all-terrain vehicle is actually six wheels, and it comes with a little chainsaw and some logs here. So I'll spin the box around to the back. And here we see some of the functionality. Has independent suspension. It actually has a gearing, which would be interesting to build, and then also has a little dumping mechanism for the thing in the back here. And also you have some pistons that will go up and down. Let's dig in. And then quickly, top of the box, the wheel here's 1-to-1, which is nice. But no picture of the actual vehicle that this is based on, if it's based on anything at all. If you guys know, leave it in the comment section below. All right, the tires, bag 1, 2, bag 3, bag 2, bag 1. All right, so 5 bags. Sticker sheet. Oh, look at that. Tons of stickers. 21. And then the instruction booklet. Alright. Let's kind of flip through this. See if there's any interesting information. No. Okay. So that's a bit of the unboxing. So just completed the first couple pages of the instruction booklet, and you end up building this little engine. And you can see how the mechanism work, the pistons. So I thought it was a little interesting tidbit. Okay, marching on. All right, let's get into some of the details of the vehicle. So here you can see there are quite a bit of stickers. First and foremost, it has roughly about 21 stickers, I believe. You can see all the detail here, but some of these stickers are actually instructions on how to operate the vehicle. So this one here, you can actually see it actually has the lever. And let me take this out here, because a part of this set you actually build a chainsaw, which was quite cool. And the chain actually rotates around this. So I'll set that to the side. You also build a few logs. But it has this functioning tailgate there. And then lift. And then rotate back down. So that's cool. Also the steering. Then you actually have gearing. So right now it's actually in neutral. You can see the letters down there. So it's in neutral. You have first gear that way, and then you have second gear there. So if we put it in neutral and I give it a push, you will not see the pistons moving. But put it in first, you'll see the pistons. And then second, they move a little bit faster, which is quite cool. The other cool thing about this is that it has an operational winch. If we rotate it around the front here, you have the lights, you have this winch here. And this lever on the side operates the winch. So if you hold it down, you can pull out the winch. And then it locks it back in place. And on the other side of the vehicle, you have this rotating gear here, and this operates the winch. So if you, I'll probably speed this part of the video up, but you can see the winch tightening up there, which is really cool, really cool. Now it also has independent suspension on all the axles. So on the front, you can see the shocks here. And then in the rear as well, you have shocks on each axle. And then underneath, you can see how all of this operates. You have the gearing, the differential there. And then also here for the pistons. But right now it's in neutral, so yeah, you won't see all that. But if I put it in gear, then you can see how everything works. You can see all the gearing, spinning, which is really, really cool. Yeah. So once the gearing is spinning, now it's in gear, you see all the wheels moving in the rear. Yeah. And then to the rear, you see some of the stickers, see the little tail lights. So as far as the cons on this vehicle, there are only two things. First and foremost, the price. $90 is too expensive for this. The second thing is this gap in the trunk and the bed of this vehicle. I don't know why they just didn't add another piece here to cover that gap, and then therefore you can put other pieces in there, Lego bricks and blocks, instead of these. Because that gap is so big that normal Lego pieces would just fall out the bottom, and then it kind of renders this useless. So those are my only two cons. But it's a really nice vehicle. For the price is quite high. You only get 764 pieces. Luckily, I picked this up on sale. It was about 40% off from a local online retailer here. And it was an amazing deal for 40% off. It has a lot of functionality, which is really fun to play with. And even my kids, they add a bunch of other Lego pieces into this dump truck in the back here. But all that to say that it's a fun vehicle, but for the price of $90, it's definitely not worth it. Yeah. So if you can find it on sale, if I find it on sale, and if it's still, if they still have some old new stock, I'll post a link in the description. But if not, you know, you have to end up buying it from like Bricklink or something like that to try to source this. But who knows, it may even be on sale there since it just retired not too long ago. But there you have it, the ATV, the LEGO Technics. It is really cool. Just building all the gearing, everything works flawlessly. There was no confusion in the building instructions. Everything works, and you know, it was a fun build. And that's what you want to buy these things for, to make sure they're fun and you enjoy building these vehicles. The building experience was great, and I actually look forward to playing with this a bit more. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you guys want to see another vehicle, or as a new vehicle that came out that you want me to build, let me know. And lastly, I put in a poll on my front page, and basically asking, what are you guys thinking of the format? Do you want just reviews? Do you like the speed build and reviews? Combination of both, or just a speed build? Let me know. I want you guys to enjoy the content. I'm going to build these things either way, so I want you guys to chime in. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.